What? No, we're not live. We're live?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Oh, okay. I didn't even know it. Hey,
we're not live, y'all.
We're not live. We're not real.
Yes.
We're just acting like we're live.
Okay. Which one you want? Red pill or blue pill? Which one you want? Red pill or blue pill?
I
don't know. Whatever's
the
live.
red pill has taken over, so that we're wake up. Okay. Hey, everybody.
Welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth.
Yeah.
I know we're live, but we're live. Okay.
Yes, we are.
First thing before we get in, let's play that wonderful video because I don't know if we announced that we were celebrating, Black History Month by the aspect of musicals and what we have contributed to this wonderful industry to such wonderful talent. Mm-hmm. There was another one I was going to show you guys this week, but it didn't upload properly, so we'll show it to you next week. But anyway, John, run the one that we've been celebrating with the from Stormy Weather. If you can run that again real quick.
All right, here we go.
All right. Hey, all right. Did we see it, Charles?
Yeah, it did. It came. We went. It played out. You didn't see it?
Played out. We didn't see it on our side.
It's all right. But at the end of the day, if you saw it, then probably could be the.
Well, I think what happens with
it's
Trump.
It's Elon.
What's in our system? I think that when we're both on the
studio
side of it.
Okay, that
side, it does.
But you still should be able to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't, because even with the opening, I didn't even see we didn't see the opening either. That's probably what it is. But all this technical stuff, guys, that's what it is. Yeah. But anyway, so as I said, we were celebrating, are celebrating. I don't like to call it Black History Month anymore. I call it American History Celebrating Black Excellence Month.
All right.
Okay. I mean, we just discussed in pre-show about I said I don't want to talk about Harriet Tubman this year. I don't want to talk about.
I want to talk about Harriet Tubman.
Well,
I think Harriet Tubman is one of our. Let's just say this. She is the ancestors the shoulders that we stand on.
Right.
She is the shoulders that we stand on.
Right.
And I say that because, she did something that was so heroic for a woman of her time.
Right.
She was very progressive in what she had to do for her people.
Right.
There were many people who were trying to help slaves come about the South through the Underground Railroad, but she took up the mantle to do the job that was not, I would say, that wasn't necessary for her to do alone, but she did it because she felt that there was something that was within her that God had put on her, the anointed of God.
Okay.
Because she always said in the story that she felt like she had to be Moses to lead her people out of the land of bondage. So I think Harriet Tubman is somebody that we need to discuss, and that we need to not only discuss Harriet Tubman, but we need to discuss people like Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, Booker T, W.E.B. Du Bois.
Okay.
People always say this. I'm going to end it right here. People say we are not our ancestors. We are not our ancestors. And I heard something.
Well, that's very true. But
wait a minute now. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But to be honest with you, I would have rather been our ancestors. You know, for a time,
Black Trump supporters kicked out.
Where people felt like where people at that time when they were alive, they were not considered full human beings.
Right.
They had to struggle. They had to make do. They had to succeed. They did so much, going through so much craziness, so much oppression, that look at where we are now. We are able to drink from any water fountain.
True.
We can go into any store and try on any pair of shoes without tracing the bottom of it. We don't have to be thrown to scraps. We can go and use the toilet as human beings. They couldn't do it.
Right.
So I'm just saying, you know, I hear people say, well, we're not our ancestors. You know, I would have rather been them because they took a lot of strife for us to be where we are today. And that's the end of my rant.
Well, I mean, honestly, you did bring out, and the reason why I say I don't want to necessarily get into a Harriet Tubman conversation is the celebratory points of what was accomplished in that phenomenal. Okay, you know, and there's no mistaking in that at all. However, I think that we missed the opportunity to have the celebratory about other people that right now into this existence that are reshaping the community.
Yeah,
and
I can agree.
And because so much of what happened was done in, I think that we don't see the success of unless it's something done in a tangible means right now to this day and time, right? We know that they have had triumphant success. We know that we know where we wouldn't be for these particular reasons, and that it is a good point to revisit that. But revisiting it doesn't mean that we live and dwell in it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So where the excellence is like what we're calling this month, you know, celebrating the excellence of the Black community or whatever, you know, in that aspect of it, then we have to find things that are in our normal world of excellence that are making momentous points. Okay. So some people say we shouldn't celebrate Oprah Winfrey. Well, we should celebrate Oprah Winfrey. Not the things that we think that she's allegedly got involved in. Because we have to say that as an example, not the maybe bad decisions, if you want to call it that, but she was the very first Black woman that ever owned her own network. She was the first Black woman that ever owned her own television show, owned it, bought it, paid for it, you know, hold on, the right to be able to do those type of things, you know. And let's move just a little bit back, let's take Diane Carroll, rest her soul. She was the first Black woman to ever have her own television show in major prime time sector. Okay, she had pushback, but it was a very successful. Julia ran for 5 years, which was unheard of, you know, in that time frame. You know, and the list, you know, so I like to say,
you name women,
right?
But to be honest with you, without, and I'm going to bring it back to Harriet Tubman. That's connect the dots. Is that Rosetta Dort?
That's right. Let's talk about the first Black female solo guitarist. She gave Chuck Berry and the rest of them their guitar style. This is where rock and roll actually began. Not Little Richard, but with this woman. This is where rock and roll began.
Yeah, she was, and then on top of that, she was mostly centered in gospel too.
Right. Yes, she was.
And the thing about that is, without making back a connection, without the Harriet Tubman movement, where would these people have been?
I agree.
That we got to talk about. We have to connect the dots because now what we're seeing in today's time, things are being rolled back. They're rolled back now, and we have to we have to understand that people like Jasmine Crockett, these people are now becoming our new Sojourner Truths and our new Harriet Tubmans. And that is what we need to make the connection to the past.
That's my point.
Without
I love
the past,
you said
there
that.
won't be a future. There you go.
And that's the point that I'm making. You see what I'm saying? And you know, it's like you can't talk about the past without celebrating what's in front of you.
That's right.
Because it is a fact that and Jasmine has said herself that the shoulders that she stands on at this point is giving her more triumphant victory in what she's accomplishing now. So I get it. You know,
Shirley Chisholm. I mean, all of these people came so Jasmine could lead, could walk.
Absolutely.
And I love Maxine Waters. Don't get me wrong, Maxine Waters had did some work. But there has to be a new breed of young folks.
Exactly.
That's got to come.
And I feel like we're just dismissing the success that these young people are having, because during this month or during this time frame, we're talking about more past rather than what's happening right now or the future intent. So mixing the two gives, I think, when we move forward, more strength, more power, more shoulder to stand on, understand it. So that those that don't know about that they do find out about it. But at the same time, because of the tenacity of Harriet Tubman, the tenacity of Sojourner Truth, and the list goes on, and that, and
Beyonce.
Well, and the combination, and the
let's get that.
And
what did you say, Charles?
My glasses.
Beyonce.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about the fact
Queen
Bee. Let's talk about the fact that a black woman, because she almost got booed at the CMAs for performing with Dixie Chicks, did an FU to the whole entire country organization by winning for best country album plus album of the year.
Right.
See that is Black history right there.
Well, she's made it.
That is Black history, because that tells you something, that at the end of the day, we are still making ways while people are still trying to bury our success. Do you agree, Charles?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that is, I think, such a very poignant point about that. And again, since we're surrounding our celebration to that, we're looking at what has been taking place in the industry wise. As I said earlier. So and that makes a very good point. I mean, like it or not. I mean, let's say that what the blazing trail that a lot of women are doing. I will not bring up those horrible rapping women, but they are making a trailing blazing for that community. At the end of the day, I will not talk about the horrific stuff that they talk about it and they do, but at the end of the day, I still have to give them the point of being a celebratory point moving forward of success. All right. At the end of the day, now there's debatable points of success and things like that. So my thing is, as we're discussing, and we're going to our other topics for tonight, is why do we find it so difficult at this point to celebrate ourselves? When we have the means, when we have the Beyoncés, when we have, let's go back, when we have the Anita Bakers, when we have the Aretha Franklins and the Whitney Houstons, and not that far back, but the Whitney Houstons, and certainly Miss Janet Jackson, certainly, Luther Vandross, certainly all of these other people. So why is it that we have not really, as a people, allowed ourselves to rise to the place of understanding and appreciating that level of excellence? Why do we still find ourselves trying to go in the back door when we have this, like you said earlier, the perfect right to go in front? Why do we find it? I'm not saying literally, but in our mindsets, we're not still like taking our rightful place, because we're looking to the Beyoncés and we're looking to all these other people to do that, where it should be done or being taught right in your own house, right in your encouraging your own children to be this level of success. Why is it that we still see African American or Black men or whatever the case may be in line of pushing their sons to not be great in what they're aspiring to, but trying to put them in front of a football or in front of a basketball?
Go on, Charles. Take this one first. Go on, take this one.
You said go on, Charles. No, it's a mindset. It's mental training. We've been training for this for 400 years. We're still trying to break those chains and those traditions and those things that were considered to be norm. People to this day, I hate to do this, but I'm not a fan of religion, because I think it leads to all kinds of
please elaborate. Okay,
it's too cultural. It leads to too much deceit, mistrust, and finagling, grifting. Too many people use it to get over, get by, make do. It's just too much wrapped up in it. But with that being said, once we can understand that we're the pillars for what our youth stand on, just as Twana said, we won't get anywhere. We have to actually stand back. 80% of the folks in prison are from single mom homes, and that's crazy, crazy. But yet, most of at least a third of our presidents are from single mom homes. So it's not a death sentence, but it stands as reason to say that somewhere in there we're missing some work that needs to be done, and that's the problem we're having. And I want you all to hit those like buttons and share and try to get our algorithm up so that we can get this thing out there. Please do the like buttons.
Yes,
please. If you're on YouTube and on the social media.
So I was thinking about the moment in The Wiz when Lena Horne comes from out of the sky and she's telling Donna Ross, who is playing Dorothy, that if you believe, you can always go home. If you believe, you can always come home. I think Black folks, we still haven't gotten that message yet. I think we're still comfortable in our own oppression.
Thank you. Elaborate on that, please elaborate on that.
We still don't. We see these people thriving, but we don't
feel like it's possible for us.
Well,
there you go.
That's a situation in itself. I always say, the system, and we have said this on the show, the system is built for everyone. Not to, it's a game that's being played.
Right.
You're lucky if you get through that door.
Right.
You're lucky.
Right.
Because the system is not made for everybody to succeed.
Right.
We're all going to be working and struggling and striving. But I think what makes us different from everybody else, there's still that PTSD that we still haven't left from slavery.
Okay.
And that PTSD has been passed on through generation to generation.
Okay.
We're still, and it goes back to, we talked about what you asked this question, why do we not uphold dignity when it boils down to our entertainers? Remember, that was in 1989, there was a situation at the Soul Train Awards with Whitney Houston.
Right.
And they booed her because they thought she was singing white. She didn't sound R&B-ish enough. That type of mindset is still rampant till this day. We will uphold somebody other than us and tear each other down for the simple fact that it's easy. It's easy. And that's a problem. Nobody in our homes are, only because I know me. I my mom and people who raised me taught us the dignity of our community, and they strive for us to succeed. But you have a lot of others that don't see it for themselves or see it for other people. And that's the problem. Right. It starts in the home. It cannot start in the school or wherever you go or in the church. It has to start from the home.
Right.
You got to have parents who are instilling all types of dreams and purposes into their children and teaching them their history, where they're from. Roots was that book, that pamphlet, was that template for Black people in the homes to talk about. This is the stock that built us. Yeah. The moment when Cicely Tyson is on the stairs telling the family during the family reunion, do you know who you are? You're out here doing
You don't.
You're out here doing all this craziness. You're shaking your tails. You're out here gambling, but you are on sacred ground. You are on the very same plantation that your forefathers bought from their master for us to grow as a family. But we still we look at that as entertainment, but we have still not have garnered the message. That is the truth behind the truth. Black folks need to stop being entertained and listen to the message. Listen, Kendrick Lamar had a whole halftime show with the message, and we're still talking about the situation with him, the beef between him and Drake. That was not the whole entire halftime show. That was just one song. The whole entire halftime show was talking about 40 acres and a mule, tightening up through a rigid system that we all have to work through called capitalism, having to live up to the American dream.
Because I didn't get
because
that at all.
That is the situation that as African Americans we're having to deal with. But we always got to focus on Serena doing the Crip walk because she's trying to get back at her ex. And because the fact that there's a beef, that wasn't the totality of the halftime show. And that is the reason why we will not get ahead, because we thrive on mess.
What's the mindset?
We thrive on mess.
The mindset.
We thrive on it.
I know we got a quick break. Second commercial, not the first one, Charles. If you're the one for the break, not the very first one. All right, we got a quick break coming up, guys. We'll be right back. We will roll into this a little bit more. We've got a lot I want to talk about tonight, so we'll maybe mention it a little bit more. Then we'll go to the next break. All right. See you in a second, guys.
Bye.
Balance me out. touch the ground. Yeah, I'm flying.
If you need a pickup, call Junk Stars. Yeah. If you need a dumpster or a demolition, call Junk Stars. Yeah. Call 844-55-STARZ. Junk Stars. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
Call Junk Stars.
you need dumpster rentals,
Call Junk Stars.
All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Truth Beyond Truth tonight. We're gonna do a little housekeeping real quick. Like and share.
Like and share.
Like and share. Share and like. Okay. Yeah, I'm fussing. I told y'all last week I'm gonna be fussing at y'all every week until y'all start doing what you need to do to support this show in the way you should be supporting this show. All right. Number one, support, like and share. All right. Like and share. Okay. Share and like. Put it out there from Facebook to YouTube to whatever social media platform that you are on. We need your support. We need you clicking the button. We hitting those hearts, hitting those thumbs ups. Okay, just rapidly, just hit them, whether you like it or not. Just hit them. All right, because we really want to go, and we are going to go on another level. All right, we are going to introduce some things in a very short period of time to you guys from an investment standpoint. Yeah. We'll get into that a little bit later. But the like and share, please. We need you to. I don't want to beg. I want to ask and move. All right. Next thing, financial support. All right. This takes money. Okay. We have been giving, and giving more giving for 5 years. Okay. We need you to give back. All right. I'm just saying. It would be nice. Okay. You got opportunities to be able to give back. You get it everybody else. You get it at church. You go in there on Sunday with that checkbook. Okay. Some of y'all sending out $1,000 a Sunday. You can sacrifice the tithes to the truth behind the truth, because we're giving you more truth than that place you go to. All right. I know some of y'all don't like that, but it's the truth behind the truth. Send that money here. All right. You can send the email if you want to talk about it privately. Send us an email to ttbttshow@gmail.com. Here's your options to log into your pay cycles. On Cash App, it is TTBTT Show. On Venmo, it is The Truth Behind the Truth. Okay. Woo. It's done. It's there. Yes. It's there. We love you. We need it. Support. Yeah. I'm saying it again. Support. Like and share and support. Support by money. Yeah. All right. We're gonna move on. Get back in. I know you had a point you want to finish up about this area of Black History. American history celebrating Black History.
I said okay, you have your rent.
So let's keep it moving. All right. Then I have one more point about the ring about that. So, all we're saying behind that is going to be that point to a closure. We can move on. Look where the shoulders you stand. But here's the thing. Let's take it into your own family. All right. We're always doing things external, which brings it to you, but we're always looking for external gratification. Okay. Yeah, let's start bringing gratification within your own family. Look at the ones that have been the shoulders that you stand on in your own family. Okay. This is a great starting point. And if you don't have the ones that are in your family, you be the leader and the one that starts it. You change the mindset of a generation, okay? The generational curses, as you might well say, that plague the community, you have the ability to readjust that and change that. It should fall upon your shoulders. Charles and I talk about this all the time. The mistakes that we made in our area of control, we made those mistakes because we put things in the people that we shouldn't put things in the people. But at least we're going back to those and say, hey, forgive us for the decisions that we made. Now you take this foundation that we've created for you and you move forward and build a better foundation in terms of that. If you made mistakes raising your kids, be honest. Tell them, look, I effed up, all right, in the things that I've done in the course of this, and give them the ability, but keeping them honest to your horrible decisions is not their responsibility. And should they be owning up to your responsibility, correct it so they can move forward and create a better narrative for for life moving forward. In that. So I'm going to move on. I do want to celebrate, but I always bring her up. Of course, our dear cousin. I love celebrating her as a strong woman of God, strong woman of excellence. Okay, and what she has created, raising an amazing group of people. Maybe next week I will gather a picture so you guys give me the okay. Just put them out there. But she as a single mom, and then her mother being their grandmother, brought together some of the most brilliant, three of the most brilliant people on this planet. Okay, and I always have to brag because I saw it happen. I watched it happen. I watched the struggle, of all the things. So, Kwana, hey, I always celebrate you, and I always will. Okay, and Kiana and Dante and Larry, y'all got the best mom on the planet, y'all the best grandmom on the planet, y'all got the best cuz right here on the planet, and the cuz by the other cuz goes child. All right, but so again, I celebrate you totally. And if you want to know her story, kid, I think she got her book coming up. Kwana, if you still want, give me a thumbs up. Let me know when the book is going to be, because you're going to be on coming up about that book. It's called what is it? The New Life of a Stroked Out Sister, something like that. That you told me the title of it, but it's gonna be great. All right, enough about that. We're gonna move on. All right, so I did want to talk about Miss Jasmine Crockett, okay, and her taking a stand, in the midst of the adversity, and she told who was it? She told to kiss her behind right there on the Senate floor. Because this woman was coming at her, and she's like, "Girl, you need to shut the fuck up."
Could have been Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, Marjorie been quiet like that.
Grace.
I
forget her first name, but she's representative of Grace.
Yeah. So, and Jasmine told this woman, look, you don't know a GD thing, in other words, okay? And what you have done to the American people is unacceptable. But if it's anything left up to me, I'm going to get your ass straight, And she told her basically that on the Senate floor. And if you come for me, I got some things that I'm going to come for you back with,
That's right. You tell.
This is what needs to happen when it comes down to
Democrats need to care like her. They need to have the integrity, not the passion. That's what I want to say. They got to bring the passion. But my thing is, I like the fact that she's calling some of these internet trolls random, because you have a lot of people out here who are trying to expose certain politicians that they don't care for.
All right.
We talked about this too. This new situation with Elon Musk and this Doge situation. I know people are so invested in knowing where their tax money is going, their taxpayer money is going.
They don't know.
But the thing about this situation is, I think it's okay to know where it's going, but what is it going to help or benefit us knowing this type of situation? Because still, grocery prices are still not down.
Right.
Gas is not down.
Right.
We're still paying crazy subsidies for health benefits and all of this stuff. Great. We now understand that there are programs that needs to be cut. But still, things are not changing fast enough for us to say things are improving.
Right.
Because all I'm seeing is people being exposed.
Right.
Now, in Jasmine's situation, they are trying to expose her for whatever that she's got, whatever she has done within her political career, what she has done in her past. They are putting up pictures of her doing her sorority symbol. I don't know, these sororities names, but they're calling it all.
Yeah, you're back.
Go ahead. What you say, Charles?
He just let know he's back.
It's called Delta.
But the saddest thing, Delta. But the saddest thing about it is they're using that as a way of saying that she's part of some Illuminati underworld craziness. That's the situation, the type of situation that they're having to deal with. But going back to her, I have to say this. She's the only person who's coming to work.
Can you say that again?
She's the only one that's coming to work. Everybody else needs to show up to work. And that means Republican and Democrats. Some of these old heads, and I'm not an ageist, but I feel like these people need to go ahead. They need to retire.
No, because they need to go.
They're playing too much. Okay. They're playing too much of the same situation, and it's not working. Right. It's not working. These Republicans, and it's like Michael Steele said, these Republicans, they're not going to do nothing right now. Right. Their man is the president. They got control of the House and the Senate. They ain't got to do nothing right now. So at the end of the day, Jasmine is doing the damn thing. She just got to keep doing the damn thing. But these others, I hate to say it to the Democrats, y'all, if you're not coming to win, then I hate to say this, but the Republicans, they got an edge on y'all.
Well,
they do.
My thing is that, and this is something I've always struggled with. At the end of the day, the whole political system is just lost. It is. It's just lost.
Well, they ain't the only one lost. The media has lost too.
Yeah. Well,
the media has lost.
What I mean is that so we're actually having a which is fine, having a discussion about a broke system. Okay, so
that's broke.
you know,
It's
I mean, it is. It's a broke system, you know, and neither party, you know, knows what their rightful place should be. And this is.
Let me take that back.
No,
one do know. One do know what it.
No. But here's the thing,
Okay.
and this is the defensive point for the true Republican Party. Okay, what we're seeing is not a Republican Party. That's just not it. So what we have now is a collective source of mindsets that are assimilating to be what we call a Democratic Party. Okay, that's going against a completely revised, not revised to the good, but a revised Republican Party. It's not about a Republican Party anymore. You know, it's not. You know, Diary of a Stroked Up Sister. All right, we got you coming, cuz. All right. But so we're at a point right now that we really don't. There is not a political party system anymore. It is dominated by a group of people that think that this clown is going to take them to the place that they want to be. It has nothing to do with being conservative. It has nothing to do with the values. It has nothing to do with it because they have sacrificed. I know you're ready, Charles. All of the other values that would have been. They're part of the Republican Party with the platform that they're not there anymore. The only thing that's there right now is to issue in another level of control over people's lives. Okay, that is a mega party. Have nothing to do with the Republican Party. All right, because in a sorts, I think collectively the three of us could be Republican in some of our views. Okay, or what we're considered moderate Democrats if you're not a full, you know, is that one you got it? Moderate if you not fully,
moderate Democrat,
right?
Okay, progressive
Democrat. Okay, yeah. So but moderate is kind of borderline, in my opinion, borderline maybe some of the Republican values. But if you have some sort of values in life, it's going to be considered a conservative because it's against something that's liberal. You know, so it's not. We're getting away from the whole idea of checks and balances, which we don't have. Because this man has complete checkbook. I mean, there's no checks and balances anymore. When you have the different party structure perspectives, it was supposed to offer balance to a system.
Oh yeah,
you know, but we don't have a balance system anymore. You know, so that system is gone for the time being. It's not there. So we don't have a party that's running. There is a new party, which is the mega party. Yeah. Okay. Now you have the maggot party is what I call it. But you have the lingerers of the former Republican Party that is hanging on by a thread because guess what? They don't want to lose their money. Okay, and they know that if they make a stand, that they can lose their money or their alleged position that they have in DC or whatever in Washington. So. This is where I take the stand again. I'm doing my Sealy move from The Color Purple. All right. I'm going to tuck myself in the steps. Okay. And I'm going to see what the wall going to look like. Because there's some ship that is really hitting the wall right now. But anyway, Charles, go ahead.
Yep. Well, I'm going to beg to differ on all that.
Okay.
Because it's like when you see your little nephew. You known him when he was 3 years old. He was wet in the bed, talking funny, trying to sip your beer. And then you see him again when he's 18, 19 years old. Go, is that little Jimmy? No, that's not little. Yes, it is. It's still little Jimmy. He just ain't the same. And that's the way it is with the Republican Party. They used to be of certain ways and certain values, but everybody changes and they morph. Just like the old Republican Party of the blacks, of the Reconstruction movement. And the Dixiecrats couldn't stand that shit. They was getting things done. It's like, oh, these Negroes is getting things done. We need to be a part of what they're doing. So then they moved into the Republican Party to try to overthrow it, which they did. Pushed all the blacks out, took over the party, and then, which is what Republicans fail to talk about in history, is that the old Dixiecrats moved into the Republicans. That's why it turned over the way it did. Now, after Reconstruction, it got the way it did. I think we had maybe 6 years of actual running a government, but they just took it over and said, get out of here. And now they want to say that the Republicans, because Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which still didn't free the slaves, let's keep it real, but he did try to do something. And it was only, like he said, at the behest of my country. If there was another way I could do this without freeing the slaves, I would. Meaning, I want them to stay slaves, but I don't see another way out of this situation, but to try to get them some freedom. It wasn't like he was on our side or felt for us, even though he was part Negro, which a lot of people don't know. But the sad part of that is we make too many morphs. We keep saying they're conservative. No, you're who you are. The Republican Party is who they are. The Democratic Party is who they are. Yes, you may lean in certain directions, but you are who you are. And with the Republicans, Tea Party, Grover, what is his name? Grover Norquist. All these people, Bannon, Flint, all these people, man, that say that they are Republicans, and they've always been this way. If you look at history, ever since, like I said, the 1960s, they didn't want to do anything for black people. They've always been this way. It's just they weren't as bold, and they felt that things were in check. They were doing as they wanted to do. They were lining their pockets. They were being so-called diplomats, and like you say, the system's broken, but they raped it. They got in there and they gave the date rape drug and they went to town. So now we're looking at trying to figure out how to fix it, but taking a sledgehammer to it and breaking the foundation is not going to fix it either. It's like when they did it, affordable health care. They kept saying it is wrong, but once you tweaked it, look at where it is now. Don't nobody want to get that up. Right. But the Republicans want to, because they don't want that black man to leave a legacy of something that would help the people, and something that they have been trying to do for so long and never did.
Never did. You know, and that kind of just moved into the same line, but just kind of opening up this door just a little bit. Why? And I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Maybe you guys can put a comment up about it or whatever. How did we get to a place of such hate for one another?
What?
I know, but I'm beyond. But I'm going deeper into that question. I'm not. That's not a surface question. How did we get to the place where there was such hate for one another? Why did the Western idea hate black people so much? You know what I'm saying? We're in Black History Month, okay? Or again, I changed it. Celebrating the excellence of the African American community. Why were we hated so much?
You got to go back as far as the Black Plague.
Well, no, I get that, but
you got to go back as far as the Black Plague when the Moors had. This is where Othello and Shakespeare. Othello, the story comes.
Let's talk about that.
But the Moors that came from North Africa, they came through Europe and changed the landscape of Europe. And because of it, there were a lot of people who felt some type of way about that. And, there was a story, Bridgerton is a great example of this, because there was a community within the UK that was there when the first Queen of Elizabeth was reigning. But it got so extensive that she had to maneuver them out. They were getting to.
There's an episode of Bridgerton that deals with it specifically. It's true.
There were free blacks in Europe. They were always in Europe. But but they were also within the royal household. You think about Queen Charlotte.
Right.
They were there. We were there in Europe.
Right.
But then you had this nonsense called religion. Religion always plays a part, and it's playing a part right now. You had Martin Luther, who started the first Lutheran crusade.
Right.
You had all of these.
The Protestant movement was started on
because of the fact that they were Christians and the Moors were more Islamic. Some were Christian.
Give us that history, baby.
But
Go ahead.
more the Moors were Islamic. So there was a situation of the Christians against Islam even back then. So in that case, you had a lot of black Moors who were there, and they had to leave Europe. They had to resettle somewhere else. That's where you got Morocco and all of these places, because I hate to say it, that's where it stems from. It stems from that time period. Then here comes slavery. Then comes the Atlantic slave trade. Now, England had a big part to play in that, as well as Spain.
Right.
They had a big part to play. They had so much money invested in that, because when the colonies over here within these United States were built, a lot of their indigo, a lot of their tobacco, a lot of their cotton came from here. And this is what makes America great again.
No, it ain't.
Wait a minute now. You didn't finish. I didn't finish my point. This is what makes America great again. Free labor. People tend to forget what makes America great. Free labor. Free labor makes America great, because they ain't never had to pay nobody. Washington, D.C. was built off of free labor. This whole entire that White House that man is making decisions out of, nobody got paid for building that building unless it was a white architect. But most of those
it was a black architect.
There, you're right, Benjamin Banneker.
Benjamin Banneker, he did all that down there. Yep.
Benjamin Banneker. This is Black history.
Right.
Benjamin Banneker.
American excellent history.
He constructed Washington, D.C. because the white architect did not know how to build a city on a swamp.
And with Masonic meaning to it. It had Masonic symbols and angles on it.
Exactly. So we have all of this history.
I love this journalist.
And the crazy thing about it is they're talking about eroding the Department of Education and taking funding out of the public education, teaching this stuff, teaching Black history. It has gotten so bad, they don't want kids to be vaccinated. So they're pulling money away from certain from public schooling. Now you in the state of Texas, there's an outbreak of measles. Mm-hmm. So there is a situation right now.
Boy, you are good.
There's a situation right now where the American people need to. This is where it stems from. It comes out of the ignorance of religion. The ignorance of evangelical religion.
Go ahead, keep going, baby.
Evangelical religion is now the situation that is now happening within this country. Mm-hmm. There's a lie that's now being spread on Twitter and on X, whatever you want to call it, that they're going to put the statue of Christ in front of the White House. But the facts are the facts. That hate is a situation that has stemmed from Western European religious evangelical right-wing ideas that has started National Socialism that rules the royal house.
Keep going, baby. Keep going.
Which rules the royal house of Europe, and has garnered the White House. And those who are Black who support this stuff knows it stems from that, but they don't want to call it out. But that white man stood in front of that pulpit when the Kamala was running, said the Black church is sinning and is going straight to hell because they're supporting that Black woman who supports LGBTQIA plus.
Tried to demonize. Top of that,
her progressive ideas is going to ruin this country. Ooh. And I'm off my soapbox.
No.
I'm off my soapbox. I'm done.
No, stay right in that vein.
But that is the problem.
Stay right in that vein.
That right there has always been the issue. Is white European evangelical right-wing movements.
All right.
And that is where the hatred, where they said as
that question.
Let me also add, this is a Black history moment. Black folks,
this is excellent.
Let me put this out there.
Go ahead.
Black folks, this color of our skin is evil because they for many years have told within their white churches that we come from we are the children of Ham.
Right.
And because Ham was of a darker color, and he did not rap when Noah was drunk, and he saw him through the tent and did not rap him, we were cursed. And we were cursed with this black skin. And for many years, we believed that.
Right. That's what was taught. But the sad part about this, and I know Charles got a deep part to go with. The sad part about that, it's so poignantly explained. I hope you guys grabbed all of this nugget that this journalist is here. Okay. All of this, because I'm calling him a journalist because he did the research. He did the research. He has done the research. He has
regurgitated Alabama State University.
Okay,
take your African American studies while you still can, but keep going.
However it happened, you did it. All right. At the end of the day, so but the real, you made me forget my point. But the realism of that. Again, I'm going to go back to this real quick. I don't understand why it takes so much for the people of color to accept this. Why have we allowed these propaganded preaching messages of the hate of our own selves coming from the very pulpit that you sit in front of every Sunday? Not elevating you as the human being that you've been created by this wonderful creator to be, but always putting you in a less than position, all right, under the headship of a picture that doesn't even represent who you are. But I know. Well, let me finish my point. I understand that, but I want you all to understand this. I want you to understand that it is about what you have been taught in a spiritual sense that has put you in a position of mind controlling. Okay, you have been controlled from the moment that somebody stood in a pulpit and told you that you were less than what you were, that you were nothing but a sinner, which is a lie. And if you want to challenge me, send me a damn email and I'll tell you why. All right, I'm upset right now because what has happened is that you have perpetuated a complete lie to a group of people for hundreds of years that could have been the most strongest people on this planet. But you told them that they were not successful in the God that created them. Stop the lying asses. Stop it. Stop lying to these people. Stop lying to black people. Stop it. Stop it. You have destroyed a community of the best thing that God ever created. But you liars have perpetuated bullshit to people. And do not come at me, woman, about what I'm saying right now, because I will call you out in front of you. Do not do it. I'm telling you, because I know what I'm talking about. Please don't do it. This is God talking, baby. Do not do it. And do not stand up for the wrongness that have come out of these damn pulpits that have enslaved the mindset of a black community that is the greatest thing that has ever been created. And I double dare any one of y'all MFers to challenge me about it. I'm mad right now. Thank you for erupting this up in me right now here in the day. Okay, because this is too much. We are dying. Well, hold on. We are dying as a community of people because of the enslaved mentality that have come to us from a damn pulpit of lies. It is not the truth of God. It is not the way God intended for us to be and to be enslaved to something that we have already been freed from. It is done. I'm done for the month. Charles, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Charles.
Well, Miss Loretta said, if you want things to change, things you need to help to step up.
I step up every doggone day, mama. I sure do. And I'm stepping up to it right now to my audience. And if you don't like it, call your son and tell him later, because I'll tell you the same doggone thing right now what I'm saying. You're coming at me, I'm coming at you. Oh, don't play with me tonight. You done stepped in the wrong water today.
Let's come off of that.
Don't do that.
Because to be honest with you, that
don't call me back.
It is a very I would say this.
It ain't touching. It's the truth behind the truth.
It's a very provocative topic.
It ain't provocative. It's the truth behind the truth. Wake the fuck up, people. That's what it is.
No, it's very provocative.
Wake it up.
But the saddest
and
thing
pull
about
it down.
This situation is though.
Want to blame the devil for everything? No, the devil is in the understanding. I'm coming up in a minute. But I got to say what I got to say. All right. Stop blaming the devil for your lack of understanding and your responsibility. Take responsibility for your community. Take responsibility for what you tell people. Stop robbing people of who they are, telling them they're less than. That's your responsibility. Stop it. Okay. All right. I'm trying.
Let's get off.
I'm trying. This is my night.
But you know what? To be honest with you, and
yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, take a breather. The saddest thing about this situation, there is a lot of people that are still being run by that worldview, and it's now so apparent in our White House right now.
True.
But but I would say this though, even if you are in your churches and you're hearing that, I think it's time to call that out, and it's time to root that out. But if you're gonna sit by and let that rhetoric still go strong in the community, because I don't understand how anybody can go into any type of platform or foundation of religion and there's a community around it that is still starving for enlightenment, but the enlightenment is still negative. But the thing about it is, though, you have to call that out, and that is something that needs to change. A lot of that stuff needs to change. But hey, to each his own. Some of us like agendas that still puts us all in our place. I want to also add this too. Somebody came up on my algorithm and they said something that was so truthful. The working class American, we have every opportunity to make change for ourselves.
Yes, we do.
To make positive change.
Yes, we do.
I cannot blame the rich, but I can blame us, because at the end of the day, we allowed the rich man's scheme to separate, divide, and conquer us through religion, race, sexuality, and class.
Well, you preach, sir. Preach.
And that is our problem. But yes, it does have a little bit. It stems from a little bit of religion, but it stems from the fact that you still got people who still are based their worldview on agendas, and that's the problem with what's going on right now. right now there are people who still are so filled up in their agenda that they're not understanding that Rome is burning right now. Yeah, Washington is burning.
But you're saying it's simple. Let me say this part. It's complimenting what you're saying. Religion controls. Period.
Well, it depends on what type of religion you worship.
Religion controls. Period. And it doesn't matter, like you said, it doesn't matter where you are. Because the one thing for sure, and I will say this in the defense of what I said a minute ago, and I'm not taking it back. All right. What the point is that Scripture will control. Scripture in the wrong hands controls. Okay. Check your Bible. All right. It controls. People put Scripture out there to control you, to bring you in. Anytime in any given situation, somebody ever said something, you say, the Bible said, okay. No, I ain't coming off of it. The Bible said, okay, God said, and I'm being very emphasis and over dramatic about my point, and I know exactly what I'm doing. All right. But in those contents of what people do and present things in that matter, oh my God, God said it, then that means I got to act this way. No. Okay. Please. Okay. If you don't like what I'm saying, okay, hey, that's fine. You're okay with it. I'm okay with it. We can have a pass and we can move on with it. All right. But at the end of the day, I promise you, the truth behind the truth will prevail itself. And everything that I have said has and already is prevailing. You can call it prophetic past, prophetic now, and prophetic future. All right. This man, okay, was a modern day prophet. Okay, the prophet wouldn't stand for stuff like this going on because he would speak in the manner and what I did. Okay, it will bring things to a call, but it brings the people of God to a call and to put you in place of understanding so you can make an adjustment to help those that are coming after. But if you still keep yourself in line about what some theology of somebody that was of another color told you that it should be, you still walking around thinking that Jesus is white. You still walking around with a blonde head, blue-eyed Jesus and worshiping it on your walls in your houses. Okay? The man had no color of recognition to the idea what he operates today. Get that out of your head. You're the Jesus. You're the only Jesus that man will ever see. Recognize who you are. No, I ain't coming up yet. No, I ain't coming up yet. I got to finish. Okay, I got to finish my point. Stop it. That's all I'm saying is stop it. Recognize who you are. Recognize who you have been created to be. Stop all the other bullshit. It ain't God. Stop it. Okay, I'm trying to be done. Charles, go ahead.
Don't pull on to another subject.
No, go ahead, Charles.
Not much I can add to that.
I know, right? Don't pull on to another subject.
I know that there are a lot of comments, but they're too big. I mean, paragraphs.
I know.
I can believe they are.
I know, right?
Send me a damn email because I'll bring it up.
Let's talk about this Doge situation.
Yes.
You know, there are programs that are now being snatched up and people are losing their jobs. You know, there's also a situation in Washington, D.C., where there are a lot of politicians that are moving out of Washington, D.C. That's very telling. There are homes that are now being sold. But let's talk about these programs that is so necessary for us as Americans to survive off of.
Why the fuck you know what Jesus didn't do? Don't start that.
Stop.
Don't start that.
Get off.
Don't start it.
Get off of that.
Don't start it.
You know,
you don't have to agree with me, but do not tell me what God didn't do because you don't know yourself. And I'm reading the comment.
Get off it. It's okay. But you know what? USAID.
Think you know everything about God.
USAID.
Let me comment because you're going to make me say something else. Go ahead, baby.
The situation with USAID. You know, I heard that Kennedy guy from New Orleans, from Louisiana, the representative, you know, come down with a list of programs that were connected to the LGBTQIA plus and some other progressive
wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Programs.
I'm sorry. I appreciate you going, but I gotta this comment. No, I gotta address it. Let me make something clear. No, stop. Let me make this clear. I'm gonna make this point, but I'm gonna shut up from it. What I'm saying is not being said in hate. It is saying from the deepest place of love, and it's saying from a place of complete understanding. Now, if you take it in hate, then you're having the problem with it. Okay. But if you're not hearing my message, I'm saying it strong, and I meant to say it strong. And I will say it strong until I get through saying it strong. It is to put a charge. It is to put attention. It is to put attention to a behavior that is being in existence. Okay. I know I'm saying the stuff right. Okay. And I know what I'm talking about. All right. But please understand. I love everybody that I am speaking to right here and right now. I am saying it convictionally strong because it is a conviction of mine. I do not want to see my people perish. I'm just like the Moses of the day. Okay, Moses said the same damn thing. But you know what? People did not pay attention. That's why they walked around in the Why they walked around in the wilderness for 40 years trying to figure it out. It's time for us to stop walking around in dango 40 years of life trying to figure this thing out. Shut your mouth, read the right stuff, and pray. That I'll stop. I bet you. Let me finish and I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done. Don't cut me out, baby. Please don't cut me.
Do it 30 minutes.
Okay.
Do it 30 seconds right quick.
Let me do this and I'm done.
No,
all right, I'm done.
We're done.
Because I want to finish this point.
Seconds.
All right, I'm gonna finish this point. So please, if you're gonna try to chastise me about it, you could call me and I will tell you the same thing that I'm saying right now on the public platform, because I don't have to back up my words. I'm backing up my words because I know what I'm talking about. Accept the opportunity to stop. Just tell.
If you need a dumpster or demolition car, call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
Call Junk Stars.
you need dumpster rentals,
Call Junk There's a magnetic force that is pulling me down. Yeah, I'm trying to balance me out. My feet can't touch the ground. Yeah, I'm flying. Yeah, I'm
All right, thank you, Charles, for trying to reel me in. Okay, it's okay. Okay, there's no apology needed. Y'all that understand me and understand the particular point, I've been telling this for 5 years. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. I don't bring things to hurt anybody. Okay, and I'm not making an apology. All right, I'm just letting you know what we need to do to combat a problem. Now, if you don't like the way that I am presenting it, it's okay. There's a lot
in need of an apology, and I'm going.
No, it ain't.
No. I'm going to apologize because
for what?
That's my mom.
No.
No, wait a minute.
No. This don't take away from the love that I love mom. But at the end of the day, that don't mean that mom right.
No, but it's
okay. At the end of the day, so there's a difference. There's a difference.
There's got to be one hand on my end.
Okay, there's a difference. Okay, but here's the thing: when you cannot keep existing to telling somebody that they're wrong for their exact view because you don't agree with. That's what we started the whole thing in the beginning.
An agenda that we were talking about during
from the earlier part of the show. So this is the follow-up that comes back into it. So you're attacking what I'm saying because you don't agree with it. That's okay. But at the end of the day, you can't sit and tell me wrong because I'm correcting you about it and I'm giving you facts about what I'm saying. And if you're operating in that place in your life, take the point and say, well, maybe he is saying something I need to listen to. But you got an understanding up here that you know everything and you know everything is right.
But okay, that's behind the truth.
My love for you ain't changed. If you're still listening, because you already said goodbye.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Let me finish.
I'm going to let you finish, but listen to what I got to say first.
All right, go ahead.
Truth behind the truth. People going to believe what they're going to want to believe.
Exactly. I understand.
But there is no way to change it in the way that you would think it needs to be changed. There is a situation where you have to come off and say, you know what? I agree to disagree. Let's keep it pushing. And we're going to keep it pushing because that is what it is. At the end of the day, people are going to want to believe what they're going to believe.
I understand
and
all
on
that.
Note, Mom, I understand because I'm in a rock and a hard place right now because at the end of the day, that is the foundation that she stands on as a Christian.
Okay,
so we're going to keep this thing pushing.
That is fine if that's her position and her belief system.
That's right.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's
okay,
right.
But here's the thing: I am talking to a general masses of people.
That's
okay,
right.
And the general masses of people need help.
Right.
Okay, and if my corrective or convictive message, what it was, it wasn't. Okay, it moves somebody to a change. Then it is. I am tired of us, the people that we are. Okay, the great sources that we are have been bamboozled because we don't believe in our own selves. And why? Okay, that's my question. Why? Why do we hate our own selves so much? Because it's what we've been taught.
Okay.
You only act out what you've been taught.
That's true.
You don't know any better of anything unless somebody comes to teach you something different. And then if it challenges you, then it challenges you to be better. But if you put a wall up against it, stay the way you are. It's okay. It's okay. But I'm just giving you a strong platform and to say, hey, look, we can't blame this group. We can't blame that group. We sit and have conversations all the time, pointing fingers. But we don't point fingers right here. We're not pointing fingers in our own community. I'm not saying everybody, because we talked about Jasmine Crockett. We talked about the ones that are fighting out there in that particular. But the majority of it right in the rank community, even in our own houses, in our own families, we still allow the perpetual bullshit to keep going. Like I asked the question to Charles. Okay, I said, Charles, why is it that every time that a son is born into a community of men, why do we have to force them to be in sports? Why? Maybe he may be wanted to be a dancer and he's not gay being a dancer. There are thousands of dancers out here that are not gay. You know what I'm saying? I'm just bringing that as an example. Why is it that we go to a barbershop to get your damn haircut in the Black community, but everything in that barbershop, they don't talk about economic empowerment. They don't talk about, I ain't gonna say every, let me be clear. Okay, but the majority don't talk about economic empowerment. Okay, they don't talk about building wealth. They're not telling you how to build. I'm not saying every one of them, okay? But you go in, but the main thing to talk about, sex and sports. What this girl look like, how she banging, how I'm gonna get between her legs, and all these different. What does our music represent? Okay, what is our music? But the majority of our music nowadays that have gone from calling Whitney Houston, Whitey Houston. Okay, but now we talking about how you can come up with a lip gloss called chlamydia. That's acceptable, but my rant, as you were saying, that I'm out of line.
It's not acceptable.
No, I'm just saying. But my rant was out of line. What I was saying was not true. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's the truth behind truth. Because what is birthing, what is coming out of this is not
your truth.
Well,
it's your truth,
I get that.
Because everybody has truth within their own individual lives.
And you
truth
got a point.
that they stand on.
You got a point.
And that at the end of the day, yes. We're gonna all walk this earth, this journey with our own worldview, with the foundations that have been given to us through whoever taught us our foundation. But at the end of the day, us trying to force feed is never going to work until
same point that I had already said.
But
same point.
It's the same point. But at the end of the day, it's just the way you would tackle it. Sometimes it's not even worth it, because even in the Bible, because we're talking about the Bible,
right?
Even Jesus and the disciples did not stand there and force feed those parables. They wait a minute. They shook off the sandals
said to keep it going,
and they kept it moving.
And you're going back to my point. I'm not cutting you off.
Okay.
What you bring it back to my rant, as you put it, is you're saying exactly the same thing. So what has happened to the community? They have been force-fed this whole idea, and it's been beat over your head for however
and what
long.
did we do? What did some of us do?
Well, some of us woke up. Some of us woke up, and some of us still ain't woke. So my responsibility, that maybe my rant, as you put it, I'm just being emphasis about my rant, maybe woke somebody up. They got a charge. Okay, it certainly got a charge.
And we will hope and pray.
And maybe it will. Maybe some people needed to hear it this way. Right. What I mean? At the end of the day, and well, maybe you know what? He going off, but he's going off in the right way. Like I said, I'll address it. I don't care if you don't like it or not. But I love everybody that I come in contact with. I'm going to give an opportunity to share the love of Christ, mind you, that comes out of me to love humanity. I'm not going to spare that. Okay, now I'm very strong when I say that. I guess I'm going to put the blame where the blame needs to be blamed. The blame, and the blame. Okay, but at the end of the day, that blame has awoken. There's a young lady that I met, as as I told you, as not my Uber driver. I think she probably clapping her hands that I don't know what I said. We had a conversation about what we were talking about right now. Mm-hmm. She said, black girl, I don't want to be in nobody's church. Okay, because I don't like what the church has done to me, to my family, and how it made me feel as a person who I am. She said, talking to you, sir, today has reformed my whole idea. She says, now I'm moving to Atlanta. I told you about her, Charles, right? Young lady that's coming there. She said, I now understand things a lot different than I did. But if I was listening to what you were saying to somebody, I wouldn't hear. But she said, now I can understand my elevation in Christ a little bit different because there's no judgment about what you said.
All right.
There's no making me feel bad because of the decision. Hey, if I don't care what you do, it ain't my damn business. Okay. But at the end of the day, what is my business is that I was at that time to share some love in your life. And so what God does with that love is up to him, not up to me. As long as I was in place to be able to share that love without judgment, without condemnation. Okay, but just being the person in the essence that I may be the only visual that this person that person may see Jesus in this walk, which I believe that everybody is. But we don't see ourselves that way because guess what? You hadn't been made to feel like you are Christ in the earth. That's my last part. Go ahead.
Now apologize for the tone.
Oh.
Apologize for the tone.
Okay, I don't apologize for the tone. I'm kidding.
No, you go apologize. Eat that crow right now. Apologize for the tone. You go apologize for the tone.
He wants me to apologize for the tone. I don't want to apologize for the tone. Okay, because I think the tone. I know. I think the tone was necessary.
The tone was necessary, but you got the
what part about it?
The tone. Just
the way I said it?
That's where you said it.
No, but there's no apology needed in what I said.
Apologize for the tone, love.
Okay. For my husband's sake, I'll apologize for the tone. But if those of you that got me, okay, understand in the direction that I was going. And I felt led to bring it to your attention, or those that paid attention in the way that it was brought. Okay. It was not brought. I didn't want to smooth it over because I wouldn't felt led to smooth it over that particular point. There were times when you have to be very direct and bold about what is needed. The same boldness, like I said, it goes back to the same boldness that people have heard from Sunday to Sunday to Sunday. You know, you run behind you, let a preacher holler at you, and God.
You're being theatrical now,
but I'm,
theatrical. Now let's go into these programs.
I know we almost out of time, but I'm done with my point. So I'll say this in my apology of that portion of it that I need to. I love everybody. Okay, if you can listen to me, you can. If you don't, you don't. Okay, but I will say that today, this hour is 7:39 p.m. or whatever points that you listen to us or later on listen to us. I meant to say what I meant to say because it was led to say that because I want to see us grow as a community of beautiful, God-inspired people. Now, if you can dissect everything of what I just said out of what I said before minutes ago, you can go back and listen to my rant. You'll hear the exact same thing I just said. The love never changes. The love just came strong. Go ahead, baby.
Mom, we apologize for the tone of the message that was sent over for the night. And I'm going to say this, though, to be honest with you. That right there, I hate to say this, though, until as a country we come to an understanding that we're all in need of the same thing. Nothing will divide us unless somebody comes to and divide us. And the one thing I can say also to everyone, if your grocery prices are not coming down, if the gas prices are not coming down, if the rent is getting crazy, then you have to think about why is this stuff going up? Why can I not afford to live? Why can I not live amongst my means? What's the problem? Well, at the end of the day, you have to think about those organizations who come through and they sabotage your vote. They sabotage the necessities of your life through hatred of race, gender, religion, of anything that gets in the way of you being able to pay your bills. I'm saying this because this is the truth behind the truth. We as Americans, we put ourselves in these situations where we have now Elon Musk through and he's sapping up government programs for the simple fact that somebody hating abortion. I have nothing against abortion. I will let you say this. I don't want abortion. I don't think no child should die. Right. But then on top of that, I cannot make decisions for somebody else. True. You have to live with the decision that you make. If the baby that you don't want should not exist, that's a decision between you and your maker. It has nothing to do with me. Right. But right now, we're in a situation where we're not able to afford because there was somebody who came and hijacked that through an agenda that they felt was necessary for them to vote in the way that now we're dealing with situations of Food stamps going up in smokes. Wagon wheel that's going up. Free meals for children that's going up. Medicare is going up in smokes. Social Security going up in smokes. And then you have to think about the funding of education that is going up in smoke because somebody felt that their worldview, their religion, their whoever was being trampled on. And that is not the case. And now it's what hijacked this whole entire show. It hijacked that right there, hijacked our show because that is the poison that has messed up the very reason why we are in this situation where Doge is doing what it's doing and people are losing their jobs. Go ahead, Charles. I'm done.
Well, I want to say it's been quite an eventful evening, and we should be wrapping this up.
Yeah, you know, and you know, again, all that I'm saying, and I will probably say more in days to come.
Well, I hope that when you put your disc record out, you let me know. Sounds like a Drake and a Kendrick.
You know, I was probably feeling the what's the Kendrick in my feeling the Kendrick Lamour to tonight and what I was.
You put me in a rock and a hard place. Now I'm gonna let me tell y'all something. It has gotten so personal right now. I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat.
Well, it's okay.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat.
Sometimes the heat needs to come out to have a discussion that needs to be had. All right, and somebody needs to challenge the room for that discussion to happen. All right, but it
challenge it,
you know, and you know this I'm not even worried about the person that was coming about at the end of the day because it is not about that. All right, I still love that person. I still would do anything in the world for that particular person at the end of the day. But particular person, you can get mad at me all you want to. Okay. But I'm not getting on it. Stop. I'm not getting on it. But I'm just saying. I'm just making a point. All right. No, I'm not getting off of it. It's a point. But if you can't take whatever you are, whatever you're that particular person, if you can't take constructive criticism, whether you like it or not, that's on you. You can get offensive. I have to take it each and every day. But I will stand my ground on things that I know which is true, and it's not disrespectful when I stand my ground. Okay, understand. I've been on this planet a long time. Okay, and I've had a lot of discussion with a lot of people. Okay, you and I talked about that on the way in. We have sacrificed, we have adjusted, we have bent rules. Charles, you know that is true. Charles has been in the Army. Charles has been everywhere across this planet. We know some stuff.
And I'm Navy. Don't cuss at me like that.
You know, I could have went Peter on it tonight. I held my Peter back. But it is an appropriate time. But this is just beyond this conversation. The scope that I'm concerned about with is the people beyond this, the people beyond this level, the people that I truthfully want to see, honestly, to get better, because I don't want to see the African American community continue to perish from its own existence. Now, it's enough that they're trying to get wiped off the earth and everything else. Let's not wipe our own selves off the earth. Come on. We can do better. We got to do better. And if I have to yell at y'all asses all the time, if for y'all to wake up about it, then guess what? You can tune in the Truth Behind Truth every week, because I will yell at your ass and make sure that you're at least trying to grab something that you can take back to put in your life. Okay, you don't have to agree with me, but I bet you there's some nuggets in there. You say, man, if I really listen to what he said and understood what he said, that I can start changing my life. I can start changing my community. I can start changing my own. Period. That's it. End of sentence. Done. Facts. FAO. Exactly, Charles. FAOF. Because I don't want to see no FAO happen with us, you know, but it's on the way. Anyway, you got anything to say?
I'm done.
You done, Charles? You done? Okay. So we all done tonight, y'all. It's been a very fruitful, enlightening, exciting, thrilling, moving, challenging, you know, yelling, maybe, you know, if you took it that way. It's been all of that tonight. You know, I wasn't quite expecting that, but you brought it out.
I didn't bring that.
Yeah, you did.
You your own man.
No, I know, but what I mean by that, and we got to finish because we open up another conversation. What I mean is because I felt the charge and the inspiration of what you were bringing to light about how the shaping of the community is so important. And my point was to complement that is how do we get unshaped? I asked the question. Remember? I asked the question. You know, and in that question that I asked is why were we so hated? And that just exploded the whole opportunity. So it was all needed to be said about hate. But if you hate yourself, what can I say? All right, Charles, we love you, brother. Thank you for being here tonight. You guys, those of you stayed in tune with us tonight and gave your comments. We love you. Okay. If you'd like more to say about it, you can send me an email. Okay. ttbtshow@gmail. I'll address it. I'll bring it up to there. Hey, cool. You know, and you don't have to agree with me. It's okay. All right. But anyway, we will see you guys back right here.
All right.
And I didn't say nothing, Miss Loretta. Just know that it wasn't me. I wasn't in this.
6:15 next Saturday night. We will bring you more of what the truth behind the truth. Love you guys. See you then.
Take cover.
Bye-bye.